Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some insights and this week's recruitment tips on what are the budget cuts, what do they mean, how do they impact people. So I wanted to give you some insights from my findings, from what I've read, what webinars I've joined, who I've spoken to, and what does it all mean. So first of all, the reason why these tax budgets have come out is because of the cyclone in northern New South Wales, southern Queensland, and also because the election's coming up. The budget is aimed at helping Australian households. So let's get into it. So first of all, economy and growth. So 2025 economy started weaker than expected, with households delaying their spending. Retail saw a positive March due to RBA cuts, giving people more money to spend. And the reason why they think because of this has happened is down to the fact that there's so many sales going on in retail that people are more than happy to wait for a sale to come, which are now coming out. Now we're approaching Easter, so people are spending money. So overall, the economy in Australia has been a weaker growth, but it is still growing, so it's not all doom and gloom. Moving on to employment and wages. So job growth has been slow due to RBA rate cuts, with the health and education sectors which are helping. So there's been critical roles in that area where we have been able to see that growth, and they've been a really crucial part of the job market. Interestingly enough, there's been a consistent unemployment rate which has remained low and has been low for the longest period it's ever been since pre-GFC. So it is also forecasted to stay low unemployment rate, which will be a really interesting take on what talent shortages will look like for the future. Wage inflation is a problem. It is rising, but it's not going to catch up with the overall inflation. So you will start to see wage inflation slow down, and unfortunately it's not going to keep up with current inflation rates. It has been steadily rising for some period of time now, so it's only a matter of time before it does slow down. Overall, to summarize, the job market remains stable on Australia. Looking at inflation, so inflation is on track with RBA's targets. RBA cuts are expected to continue. They've suggested 3 more until the next financial year, but the rates won't likely drop to how we saw it around COVID time, which was around that 2%. It's probably not going to happen again. And lastly, global factors in trade. So reports indicate that there's been a failure in immigration policies, especially regarding student immigration. The USA Trump administration tariffs have had a small effect on steel and agriculture in Australia, but it isn't significantly impacting Australia. Australia is well prepared to handle global trade risks from the Trump administration, and the words I'm hearing is that we're well equipped to weather the storm. China seems to be in a deflation, so prices are dropping but households aren't spending, so that's going to impact Australia, and export trade remains a global risk just due down to the tariffs. So there's all the facts and findings that I have. I'm not going to summarize and have an opinion on whether I think it's good or bad. You can take your own findings from that and have your own opinion, but it's really interesting to see what's happened in the world, how it's going to affect recruitment. I do believe the one place I would comment on is recruitment, but I do believe that there is going to be a slow and steady incline in terms of recruitment and recruitment spend, but I think it's going to take some time by the signs that I've seen here. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you a little bit more clarity because there's been so much information. If you need anything from me, any news, information, insights, I'm happy to give you free advice. So connect to me on LinkedIn, send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching.